Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Uh, wasn't planning on doing this, but I said, what the heck? I didn't do one. I didn't do a show last week, so why not do one today? But I won't be on long. But let's wait for the 2 minute mark. Get some people rolled up in here. Two more minutes. Wait everybody get in here right quick. Waiting on everybody to get in. Had a weird week last week, but I'll get into that later. But I'm waiting for everybody to get in. Either they here or not. All right, 2 minutes is up. I'm just gonna talk. So, oh, dang it. Oh, dang, I should have put money on Odell Beckham for this game. Damn it. Anyway, let's get into this so far. So, last week I didn't have a show because of certain reasons that I'll probably get into at the end of the show. But, today's show won't be too long. It'll probably be an hour and some change. Um, I'm thinking about doing 2 shows per week. I don't know. It depends how much energy I got. Because right now, actually, the reason why I only want to make it an hour and some change because I've been working like a dog, hard like a slave lately at work. And also, it's news to me. I also live in a crack house. I don't know when I moved to a crack house, but apparently, to some weak ass weasel out there living in a crack house. It's news to me. I didn't know I live in a crack house. Man, you think you know the world. You think you know the surroundings that you live in, but until you find out you live in a crack house. That was news to me. So, I get tired of messing with some of these, scranking with some of these weak ass weasels online. Usually I don't do that because I don't like the drama, but when some people take things too far, some people just have to be put out there, embarrassed. But this weak ass weasel hasn't responded to me in probably 10 hours, so that's good. Don't want anything else to do with him. That's what weak ass weasels do. But anyway, enough of that weak ass weasel. Shoot. Let's see here. Try to get some more people in here right quick. I don't think maybe nah, kind of impromptu. Uh, updates, updates. So now I'm on Anchor podcast. That's what you call it, Anchor. So I'm putting these podcasts on Anchor too now. So I got that going. Soon to be on Rumble. I tried to figure out something on Rumble because I guess you can live stream on Rumble, but you have to have like a plan per month or something like that. Something stupid. You gotta pay extra money to stream on Rumble. And then you can stream from StreamYard to Rumble. Because now I know you can stream from Odysee now, but I tried the screen for Odysee, but It's just not working. I tried to like sync my whole playlist to Odysee from YouTube, but it won't let me do it. I don't know why. I don't know why it won't let me do it. Because I guess the new thing is Odysee. To me, Odysee is nice, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just the comfortability of being on YouTube, but I don't know. It seems like it's a little bit. I ain't feeling it. Let's just say that. So it is what it is. I've been doing that, getting on Odysee, trying to get on Odysee, get on Rumble. Just got to put stuff, upload stuff on there. Also on Anchor too. And what else did I do next week when it comes to this? Last week when it comes to this channel? I think that's it so far when it comes to this channel. But it's a couple of topics I want to talk about. I think the last time. See something right quick. I think the last time I actually live streamed was probably 2 weeks ago. So lots of things happened since then. Juicy Smollett is going to. He's been guilty, so we got that going on. So Juicy Smollett is now guilty for his fake hate crime that didn't happen in Chicago. And just my thoughts about the whole Juicy Smollett thing, or whatever his name is. I don't even really know. I don't even know what his real name it is anymore. This man's been talked about, roasted on, rigged on for the last 2 years. I forget his name, his real name anymore. But I was gonna call him Juicy Smollett. So Juicy Smollett, as we all know, staged a fake hate crime, saying he got beat up by a bunch of MAGA people in hats in Chicago, in the cold, on the way to Subway, on the way back from Subway. It really don't matter. He's coming to or from Subway. When I first heard that story in 2019, it was early 2019, I think it was now. I forget. I feel like 2019 has been 5 years ago. But when I first heard that story that Juicy Smollett got jumped by some white people in Magna hats, I thought about it at first like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. First of all, there ain't no Caucasian man going to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning knowing who you are, because nobody knew who he was. I barely knew who he was at the time. Nobody knows who you are, really. And they plan to jump you. Nobody knows your orientation at all. And they plan to jump you and say, this is MAGA country in the middle of Chicago, of all places. You're more likely to get jumped by your own kind. You know what I mean? His own kind. You're more willing to get jumped by black people in Chicago more than Caucasians. Come on now, let's be serious. No jokes aside. Have any of y'all been to Chicago lately? I have. I was there in August. But I was in the good part because no. You know, I ain't going anywhere close to the rough and Jurassic Park of Chicago. I ain't going to the hood. No. Been there, done that. Learned my lesson. Ain't doing it. Ain't a pretty place. But just that whole story, I knew it was a freaking bunch of BS. And then you got all these weak-ass weasel politicians and actresses taking up for him. Knowing that story probably wasn't true. But my final thoughts on that, because I know I ain't going to talk about that right now, but my final thoughts on that whole thing is like, he really could have did something really dangerous to this country, as it already is already. And now people who actually come forward with these type of issues, this type of cases, it's going to be hard for people to believe them, because we have people faking hate crimes now to get some type of clout to save their career. Stupid. He should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law to make an example of. That's what he should be doing. No taps on the wrist. None of that garbage. No community service. Put his ass in the prison. Not to be buried under prison. That's only reserved for weak ass weasels. But to be in prison with all the men he can ever dreamed of. That's what he likes, doesn't he? But enough of that. That's my thoughts on that whole thing. But let's get into what I really want to talk about. There was several things I wanted to talk about tonight. And if you're coming in here late or watch this on playback, like to stream, people. Like to stream. So here's a couple of things I did not. I mean, here's a couple of things I found funny. First of all, I don't know if many of my subscribers, some probably know, some outside here, whoever is gonna watch this or listen to this later on. Some people might not know her. Some people might know her. They didn't want to call her a rapper. Okay, struggling. I won't call her a struggling rapper because that's what she is. It wasn't good, but Australian rapper Iggy Azalea has something to say to people who regret their decision of voting for Biden. Now, Iggy Azalea, like I said, is from Australia, not from the U.S. A rapper that thinks she's black, but she's not. She's Australian, Caucasian Australian, if you want to call it that, from the prison island, Australia. Nowhere close to black. Dates black people, dates black man, dates only the top percent of black men. Let's just say that. The high value black man, which are only rappers, ballers, footballers, maybe some actors. And her whole, let's say, repertoire of men she had, they all have been either rappers, one basketball player, I think, majority rappers, because rappers now these days are high value men in the black community. Heavens forbid that regular black men are not valued. Only high valued. And that means high value, like I said before, rappers. Maybe some sports stars, but mainly rappers. Rappers are the top of the top of the top. Top of the top black men for black women. Not all black women. I ain't saying all, but you get what I'm saying. So, she really wasn't a good artist. Rapper. I think she was used to be signed to rapper T.I.'s Grand Hustle Grand Hustle record label, I should say. She was on that, but she really hasn't gotten anywhere because she's really not good at all. Just somebody that the whole music industry just promoted. Now, what I'm about to say next about her is kind of political. I haven't talked really too much political stuff in here, but I might do it again. Because some things need to be heard and need to be said to some people out there. But Iggy Azalea has not have a career in some time. I think most of the men she's been with have a career since she's been with. I mean, had a career after she, after they broken up. But let me share what she had to say, because she does not like some of you people who voted for Biden. And the weird thing is, she's Australian. But let me get into that. So I'm sharing this on all hip hop. Lots of stuff on here. You just don't play with hip hop stuff too much. Iggy Azalea calls out Joe Biden critics. That orange man, or that orange will be back running for president. Well, the way this is going, he probably will be. It's already too late. You think he was really going to go hide somewhere? Over the weekend, Australian rapper Iggy Azalea decided to share her views about American politics. Azalea weighed in on her current state of the U.S. I'm not even going to call it that. I'm going to call him former Vice President Joe Biden's current unpopularity. And there's a reason why for that. So they're going a little bit about pulling the data so far. It's at 42%. A significant drop from his 55 approval rating he had back in January. You had a 55 approval rating back in January when you just started? Here it goes then. I guess she said this on Twitter 2 days ago. Iggy Azalea apparently believes Joe Biden is getting an unfair assessment from the American people. She shared, I'll show this right here. She shared a tweet calling out some Biden president to the White House and hit on Twitter for everyone. I really hate to get political, but can we shut the F up with the I regret voting for Biden commentary because y'all are gonna blink and that orange will be back running from presidency. He to get voting. And if you want people to be quiet, she's really mad that she hates people who regret voting. On it's too late for that. See, the problem here was she just said it. People who did, and it was basically that's what a majority of people who supposedly voted for Biden, the other half are a bunch of fake votes and dead people. But the ones who actually did it alive regret it because they see what's going on. People can see what's going on. We can all see what's going on. We can all experience what's going on under this presidency so far. So her trying to tell people to shut the hell up about talking about I regret voting for Biden commentary is really disingenuous. And it's an airheaded statement. It really is. The End of the Era album creator, I don't know what that even means, later added, I thought we collectively agreed that please just don't make this any worse. Was worth a vote in that regard. It's been successful. Can we not forget terrifying stressful 4 years where so many people because of Trump? Here's another airhead statement. This is what happens when you don't really know anything. This is what happens when you become famous and you really don't know anything. This is what happens. Terrifying and stressful for 4 years because of Trump. I think for the 4 years Trump been in office, if you exclude some of last year, for the most part, anybody who has a working brain who can be reasonable probably wasn't stressful for them. Sorry, my headphones fell out my ear. These damn headphones. But it wasn't stressful for me for 4 years. Towards the end of his presidency, I got a lot more money. I did a lot more things. Shoot. It was stressful for me. Maybe it's stressful for some of y'all who are weak-minded out there. Maybe it's stressful for some of these actresses and actresses and musicians out there because, for one, if they were for Trump, they was excommunicated, felt lesser of a person. Maybe that was stressful part of it. Maybe. Interesting. Wasn't really terrifying or stressful at all. Maybe stressful because I had to work, but terrifying, no. If anything, maybe the last, let's say, from February to the time Trump was out, maybe that was stressful and terrifying. But that wasn't because of Trump. Some people like to think that is, but it wasn't because of them. Because some of y'all were too weak-minded. Some of y'all fed into the media BS about a certain thing that supposedly is running around here still and has multiple variants. Some of y'all kept Your eyes glued to the TV screen and listen to these weak ass weasels on CNN, MSN, BC. Even the weak ass weasels at Fox, you listen to them for the whole entire time, thinking Trump was the worst thing possible ever, worse than probably any dictator that ever has walked this face of this earth. Somebody already thought that. Only because you listen to the weak ass media tell you what to think and how to think and how to feel. None of y'all, and still to some of y'all to this day, have no reason of thought. Sad. And here the rest of the thing is. So they go through, I guess Donald Trump has now, basically, I'm skip to Donald Trump has now confirmed that he will run for president a third time in 2024. Speculating that he will. Trump lost to Biden 2020 by 7 million votes and 74 electoral college votes. Yeah, that's probably rigged. But we can't talk about that. Number of celebrities backed Joe Biden in 2020 over Donald Trump. Yeah. Look at these people who are listed down here. Look at these people. Eminem. Don't know nothing. Part of the, all these people, most of these people are down here, especially Eminem's part of that go along, get along gang. That's Kwame Brown. Brother Kwame Brown calls it. Cardi B. Her brain's about the size of an ant. Offset, probably the same thing. Common, too emotional. 2 Chainz, Ludacris, Jeezy. None of these people really don't know anything. They don't know anything about politics. They don't know anything about history. But they use these people right here, listed right here, regular folk, because they know the regular folk don't think for themselves. They put these people out here. They put these people out here in the media, entertainment, to talk to y'all, because they know y'all like them, y'all like their music, so you're gonna listen to them. And they talk about the ones who are for Trump, like Waka Flocka Flame, which I did not know. Lil Pump. We all know about Lil Wayne and 50 Cent too towards the end. None of that help. But the funny thing about some of these rappers, some of these older rappers, some of y'all older rappers, you know, the ones from the 90s, y'all were all cool buddy with Trump. All on Trump towers and hotels and everything. All of a sudden you flip because you're scared about what somebody else is going to say about you? Weak ass weasels. They don't know how to stand for their own selves. Because you're scared that you will get canceled. See, I recently just watched the Dave Chappelle comedy special. And I like what he said. That he know how to stand on his own. He ain't going to back down. He ain't going to back down from anybody. Some of these weak ass weasels that think they all hard because they make gangster rap and all that stuff don't know how to stand for themselves. Because they fear they're going to get canceled. They don't know how to tell people to shove it or shut it. See, I have a little respect for Lil Wayne. Because at least he was honest about what he thought. He didn't back down either. And let's get into the second part I wanted to talk about. Iggy Azalea's freaking whole thing that she's talking about. Here's another thing. Let's highlight this right here. Australian rapper. I don't know if she's a legalized citizen, got a card or anything, but you're from Australia. And currently, right now, Australia has went back to its prison roots. Currently, Australia has containment camps, concentration camps for people who supposedly got the coof or have been positive as the coof or contact tracing in some parts of there. Currently, Australia treats its people like sheep. So what happens when you take away the guns, the weapons. But right now, Australia, some of the folks in Australia are trying to get their freedoms back because right now they really don't got none. Some people are getting locked up, thrown into these concentration camps. Supposedly they got the coof or been known to be by somebody who has the coof. But where is Iggy Azalea at when she's talking about that? She's talking about American politics. But how about you talk about Australian politics? for once. I think you probably need to focus on your own country's politics because they're a little bit worse than we are right now. At least in some parts, in some states in this country, this great country, still is great, you can do whatever the hell you want when it comes to the coof. Out here where I'm at right now, Arizona, free as a bird. Texas, free as a bird. Florida, free as a bird. I don't know anybody else. I just know those three. Maybe parts like Tennessee, free as a bird. Even California and New York, a little bit more freer. I'm surprised. Actually, surprised Illinois is a little bit freer than what I thought it was when I was out there. But basically, this whole entire country is a little bit freer than what it is down under right now. But Iggy Azalea is not going to talk about that at all. She's going to talk about people regretting their vote, which they have every right to in this country, regret their vote. But they're not allowed to talk about that. You're mad because they talk about that. And another question I want to ask so far. What makes the Vice President Joe Biden so great right now? What has he done to better this country? High inflation, which I think Trump caused a little bit, the heavy ass spending. But here we are, Democrats trying to spend more and keep trying to spend more with these stupid ass law bills they trying to push, which makes no sense at all. We don't need them. High inflation, high gas prices. Remember he cut off the pipelines up north, so gas just shut up. Gas, I think before I went to Florida back in January this year, I think gas was like $2.14 in Arizona. Some parts even $1.99 in Arizona. Some parts even lower than that in different parts of the countries. California was California. That's a different story. They got gas tax there, but even California is just a little bit cheaper. Now gas out here is $3.69 average. Food prices went up because of inflation. No food. Well, some parts of food's on the shelf. Several things missing on the shelves. People like to say, "Oh, it's wars, it's war." No. It ain't nothing to do with wars. But then again, Trump. People don't like it. Now, Trump did kind of set his foot on the ground with a couple of world leaders. But now since freaking old brainless is in office, some people are licking their chops right now. But some of these countries, no. I don't know about China. Everybody talks about China, but China got their own problems right now. They're not being talked about. But Biden's doing a good job right now. He's doing a good job. Oh, yeah, I forgot another thing. We got border problems right now, especially in Yuma, Arizona, south of here. We got border problems right now. But Biden's doing a good job, Iggy Azalea. He really is. He's doing a good job. Doing a good job. See, this is why, and brother Young Ripper always talks about this. The reason why conservatives have a tough time with the people right now, because this is true, because the Democrats, liberals, leftists played their game for the longest time. And they won over the culture. And they won over the culture by infecting these entertainers to infect the people. When these people like Iggy Azalea can talk like this, some people actually take this with a grain of salt. Some people actually eat this up like they did last year. Just facts. Just facts, people. But hey, Biden's doing a good job. Remember that. He's doing a very good job right now. I'm almost at the point right now when decentralization, even a separation within this country is probably best. You can keep all whatever they want, the left want. They can have their own country, have their own spots. And people who are liberty minded, can have the country they want, where we can actually do stuff and try to move forward. Because right now, some of these people, we got offices everywhere. Some of these people we just got everywhere. They're holding us back right now. They really are. But, hey, Biden's doing a good job. Remember that, though. According to Iggy Azalea. God. Sheesh, man. I don't know what we're going to do anymore. This crap is sad right now. It really is right now. Let me turn this off right quick. Actually, all right, I probably got another 35 minutes left before I get off of here. I'm gonna zip through some stuff real quick. Some other stuff that I saw through the Ethernet. Steven Spielberg. Let's start off with Steven Spielberg. I didn't even know Spielberg had a new movie out, but apparently it's not doing well. And let me pop up this article right quick just to share some insight on it right quick. Let me see here. Let me see here. Here it is. So I guess Steven Spielberg had this movie called West Side Story, which is probably a remake, which I know is a remake. And right now, according to Boundary in the Comments, John F. Trent, like the website, people, like the website. Good website. And like the stream while you're at it. Steven Spielberg West Side Story bombs at the box office after he used a Hispanic racial slur. This at the box office because I think many people didn't really care to watch it. Uh, I like several of his movies, of course. I like Jaws. Goes on right top three right now. I can think off the top of my head. Oh, Indiana Jones, of course. I was thinking it was a George Lucas, but so I didn't know he watched any movies. I didn't realize he winding down as he gets older. But direct came after the box office bomb came after Spielberg used the Hispanic racial slur. Last year or so, I didn't know that was a racial slur now. That's news to me. Posted measly 10.5 million at the box office in its first week, and it only earned 4.4 million for 14.9. Yeah, that ain't good. I mean, box office probably is, because most of his movies are great. As we become too woke. Cause I don't know, man. He didn't have to say that. Hey, Odin's movie blog. You know you get big when now you putting in an article. Now I remember watching his Odin's movie blogs videos back in the day. Good for him. Uh, but he says, according to YouTuber Odin's movie blog, to say that this film is going to somehow reach 250 million, it needs to worldwide to even break even, and he doesn't see that as being in the cards. Like I said, I don't think there's any interest for this movie, especially for a remake. And it's probably Steven's fine. Superhero movies. Which I also think is true. Superhero movies are a cash cow, and he's actually came out and said something about superhero movies a long time ago, saying that they will go away like the Western. The way superhero movies going, they probably will, because they ain't making any good ones. Try to let this go quick. When you have a blah blah blah, So the racist story, like you said, the box office bomb came after the director Steven Spielberg deride Hispanic people, saying I just say Latino people or Latin people. Hispanic people using the racial slur Latinx. So, speaking with IGN, Spielberg explained why he did not provide English subtitles for Spanish speaking parts of the film. And this is what he has to say. I didn't want the subtitle into the Spanish out of respect for shoot, there's that word. Encyclopedia. Oh my goodness, man. For our intentions to hire totally Latino, Latinx cast people to play shark boys and girls. Spielberg continued, that was a mandate that I put down to Cindy Tolan, who cast the movie. See, this is what happens when you become too woke. And I don't really think it bombed because he used that word multiple times. Maybe it did. I just think the movie just bombed mainly because, let's say, I don't think anybody really wanted to watch that movie in the first place. But that's either here or there. And this article goes more and more about it, but I guess that's what happens when the woke eats woke. Shoot. What the heck is this about? Go back up. Film also starred radical anti-police activist and Disney up-and-coming white actress Rachel Ziegler. Back in August 2020, referring to Kyle Rittenhouse, who was found not guilty of all charges brought against him, Ziegler declared on Twitter, Bob Iger, part of that go along, get along gang. Who found not guilty of all charges brought against him. She declared on Twitter, kind of reminded her this is the kind of person that aspired to be a cop. So abolish the police because, oh my God. Sometimes the jokes just can't make themselves up. You don't have to make them up. They just there. Look at this. She, her. Oh my goodness. Pronoun game. Here's another thing about that whole statement that I want to point out. Right now in LA, they're suffering a crime wave right now. A crime wave. I don't know what this young woman actually lives at. She could live in LA somewhere in California. There's lots of more spots to live in California, Southern California, other than LA, where rich people have their houses at. Not too far from my parents that live at it. There's some $1 million houses where the rich people can live at, but I think you need to boss. Actually, not now. They say like people who got more clout and I hate saying that word, but got more clout. Cause I can't think of the other word right now off the top of my head, but I got more clout and everything, more popularity than her that been around in Hollywood for some time. It's so easy for them to say abolish the police, but at the same time they got armed security, live in the hills, far away from we paupers, we peasants. So easy for them to say that, but at the same time they'd be the first one to call the police if something was to happen too. Just wanted to make that little note right quick. It's so ridiculous with some of these people right now. It's like some of these people are either just they know what they're doing, so they just talk dumb stuff, or they don't know what they're doing, don't know what they're talking about, and they just say anything. Kind of like what Seth Rogen did a couple of weeks ago, was saying that LA is a great place. I got my car robbed twice, got my car broken in, but LA is a great place. Them a type of people. Freaking ridiculous. Ah, man. I got a question for y'all. Y'all really like? What's the reason why you guys like Miles Morales? I was gonna talk a little Spider-Man, but I'll say that for Thursday. But I have one question I wanted to put out there. Why do you people out there like Miles Morales like that? Maybe I'll talk about that more on Thursday. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Nah, not really much. think I'll stop it right there for this week of topics in there. Ain't really much to talk about. Oh, shoot. So, I got 20 more minutes left. I said 05. I probably might go in a little bit more. Let's see here. So, coming up on this channel so far, on Thursday, I will dedicate most of the show to Spider-Man and my love, to show my love for Spider-Man and show why I'm so passionate about this character being the character that I know and love for the last, since I know he's been in existence, since I've been on this earth. And it just seems like Hollywood and some of these comic book writers, they just, well, they know what they're doing, but I don't think they understand the damage they really do when it comes to just, not just Spider-Man, any of these characters. I don't think they really understand that some of these characters, people like me and others, hold so dearly and close to our hearts. Because some of these characters actually came around either when we were kids, growing up. Some of these characters even helped us through some rough patches. Mainly just reading them or something like that. You just sit down, you're having a rough day, just read a Spider-Man comic, Batman comic, and your day's just a little bit better. And you hold those characters close to your heart and everything. Then 20 years later, 10, 15 years later, you got these stupid ass art. I mean, that's not so much artists, but some of these stupid ass comic book writers and some of these script writers in Hollywood, they don't know how to write these characters. Or they just totally just destroy these characters' character, and you sitting here with your hands out like, what the frick? But I just want to show my appreciations for Spider-Man on there, and why I sometimes rant and rave about Spider-Man and what he should be. Now, I'm not going to say Tom Holland's a bad person. I have nothing against Tom Holland. But I do have something against the Spider-Man. But hopefully they do prove him somehow. Took you 2 movies to do it, 3 movies. It's gonna take you 3 movies to do it. But sheesh, at least make it close to the comic book or something. I may not like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man that much, but at least he was close to the comic book somewhat. Same thing with Tobey. He wasn't the exact thing out of the comic book, but he was close enough. So on Thursday, Spider-Man Mania will happen. Now, as far as the review, I don't know if I'm going to live stream the review or just make a single video on it. I would like to live stream it like I did with Doom. It's also a matter of me with time I'm actually going to watch this movie too. Also, because I don't know when I'm going to watch it. And I've been trying to avoid the spoilers. There's another thing. I may have said this before. Can we stop talking about spoilers? Just wait until the movie come out. I don't know. People hold dearly not hearing spoilers or not hearing anything about a movie till it comes out, because I do. I don't want to hear anything about the movie till it comes out. I think the problem with social media and the internet these days, it's too much accessibility to certain things, mainly to movies. Like back in the day, for instance, you didn't hear anything. For example, you didn't hear anything about Phantom Menace other than what you saw in the trailer. You know? Like, you knew Darth Maul was going to be there. You don't know nothing about him. You didn't know about nothing about Darth Sidious. You didn't know about anything about Qui-Gon Jinn. You didn't know anything. You just saw what you saw from some excerpts in magazines, maybe, and some trailers, teaser trailers. That was it. You was held to suspense and surprise until you saw the movie. Nowadays, you know half of the movie before it even comes out, because everybody wants to share it online. And I've been trying to avoid spoilers. I've been trying to stay on everything for much of the past week or so. Even though I'm not high on this movie, I still would like to be surprised. I would still like to be, when I see this movie. Now that I know, I'm not even going to share that. So I'm just contradicting myself. But I don't know if I'm going to live stream it or just make a solo video on it. I shall see. And shoot, like I said, I'm on Rumble, on Anchor right now. probably gonna put this on Anchor soon. Um, Shoot, let's see. I'm trying to make it to the hour mark. But here's one thing here's one thing I actually wanted to talk about. And let's get serious about this too. Let's get serious about this because it's one of the reasons why I didn't really do a stream last week. I always had a hard time talking about it because I think there is a stigma about it. Still is. I know people are trying to get out there more and talk about it more. And I really haven't. Shoot, this just feels weird. Because I just want to add to the awareness of what is really important right now. It's not a freaking Modelo bug right now. It really isn't that. Some people will make the like. Some people want to act like it's the end all, which it really wasn't. Because if it was that dangerous of a disease, I don't think any of us would be here. Most of us, majority of this world, be here right now, struggling in life, strengthening through life. So I don't think that's the real problem right now when it comes to this country. I think there's other things that are bigger problems, and one of them is mental health. Now, like I said, I don't like talking about mental health when it comes to me too much because I like to keep things close to the chest. I don't want people knowing anything about me that I don't want them to know. But shoot, people gonna listen to this and be like, "What the heck?" I'm gonna get all kinds of phone calls wherever listen to this. People that know me. Shoot. As you see, it's kind of tough to talk about, but I think most of us struggle with depression, anxiety, which I do a lot. And last week was one of those episodes when I didn't even feel like getting on here at all. I don't know why. Usually I try to strength through some things when it comes to that, but last week was one of those weeks when shoot, I never put my banner out there. Shoot, there you go. Make it official. But let me do this right quick. I don't want people just to see anything right quick. I probably won't even see it right now, but like I said, that's something I was freaking dealing with last week. It's the reason why I didn't get on here. I did make videos last week, but some of those were just, videos made previous days. The frick, show my ticker. So I was struggling with that last week. And when that usually happens, I get moody, brooding, as they call it. Don't want to talk to nobody. Basically just want to sit in the house all the time. Probably one of those functional, what they say functional people who suffer depression. I forget what they call it. People who don't really shut down when they depressed are going through that, but still functional. I forgot what the exact word is called. But I just wanted to make awareness about that. Because I know a lot of people, especially in this past year, you got stupid ass freaking elites out there shutting everybody down over a 99% survivor virus. I know a lot of people that had to deal with that last year. And I think we're starting to see some of that really come out now. I think what's going on with this freaking put a mask on, be distant, all this type of stuff, I think it's starting to wear on some people. I think it's really starting to wear on the American people at all. A lot. And I think it's one of the reasons why some of the stories that have been coming out and been hearing is just like, what the freak? And I think we need to unstigmatize mental health and all that depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar, all that other stuff. All the other, I don't want to call it miscues, but all those other elements out there. I think we really, really, really need to step that up. And one of the ways I try to get out of that is just not try to be solo all the time. try to engage in different things. Last week was one of the weeks that it was hard to get through. I did eventually try to play some hoops to help a little bit. Sometimes like playing basketball does help me get out of it, but I don't know. I just think some of this stuff that's been going on, as much as I joke, much as I talk about it, much as others talk about it out there, some of this stuff is starting to actually worry on everybody, including me. Because some things, it's just like you try to warn people about certain stuff and they don't listen. And you try to, in a way, I don't know about what people think. They probably just think you just being ragging on them or shooting that high or whatever. But yeah, so out there trying to keep people aware. And I think it's, I don't want to say displeasing, but disheartening when some people just don't understand what's going on or unaware of what's going on. Maybe it's just me, my type of thinking, but I'm getting out of it now. It's still, I think the matter of me living by myself, got my own place and everything. I think it doesn't help sometimes, but for people who are out there suffering with this, try to be around people as much as possible. People that like you and you like. You know? Friends and family, as they always say. Now, for me, half of my family is in California and the other rest is in Wisconsin and Texas. I do got a sister that not far away from them, but I'm just saying, don't try to shut yourself out. And if it's a certain issue or a certain situation you deal with that's making you go down the road, try your best to get out of it, as I'm trying to right now. But things are what they are. I don't want no sympathy. That's one thing. That's one of the reasons why I never really talk about stuff like this. I don't want no damn sympathy. Everybody goes through this, but also at the same time, it's always good to talk to somebody. But I don't want to leave it. I don't want to leave off like that. I really don't. But like to stream people, Spider-Man Mania on Thursday night, same time. Well, not the same time. 6:30. 6:30. Shit, I can't get that out. So I was trying to think. 6:30 Mountain Time, Mountain Standard Time. 7:30. No wait, 5:30 Pacific Time. 7:30 Central Time. 8:30 Eastern Time. I know everybody else got their live streams out like they do tonight. And they will on Thursday. I know we will. But it's all good. But like I said, like to stream on the playback. This will be up on Anchor too. I'm trying to get people over to Anchor. Trying to get people from Anchor to come over here. I'm just trying to grow this channel as much as possible, you know. And yeah. Trying to build this channel as much as possible. Still working on those characters. I know everybody, especially Marvel and DC right now. I'll leave it off on this note. I know Marvel and DC right now like to put out their, trying to put out as much tokenized or minority characters as possible. But none of them are good. And the ones who were made before all this stuff came around, they ain't been just, not good lately. But hopefully, and I know people have been declaring this, but I would declare this now. I gotta continue to keep speaking this into existence. Hopefully, by the beginning of 2023, I want to have one of the most predominant, maybe two of the most predominant black superheroes out there. I want them to be on the reigns. No, I want them to be in the pantheon of Blade, Storm, Spawn, people like that by the beginning of 2023. So anyways, I gotta go. I want that to happen. Speak that into existence. And I also gotta work on my craft too when it comes to that. If I'm already gonna get that way. But I'm on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I'm trying to get back on Facebook. I've been off on Facebook. I don't like Facebook anymore. I barely been on there. I don't really like any social media. But I'm on Twitter now at TV_franchise. Mainly just post rare video got coming out. Of course, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram at franchise_TV. Be on Rumble and try to get this Odysee thing fixed as much as possible. But like I said, I'm also on Anchor. But with all that being said, peace. I am out of here. Bye.